And this is just me sharing my thoughts out loud, which is the point of even doing this, right? I want to make a hobby that is not about buying. This bronzer is a joke. It's about being mindful about what I own and being content and enjoying them. Ah, I love that. I love it. We're like kid. Just playing with makeup because it's fun. And figuring out like, hey, am I just hoarding this or is it worth keeping? How does it stack up to the rest of my collection? How does it stack up with products that are out there? But I also don't need to hold on to makeup. I could use, I have to be super careful with it. And another person could be like, heck yeah, just keep going. But it's also not an excuse to buy the new Sephora palettes. That I have to drill in my head. I think we are accomplishing the point of this video, which is okay. So the very reason I even have this channel page, whatever you call it, the reason I'm even doing social media or sharing what's going on in social media is because I want to practice being content with my makeup and not end up just buying new makeup, right? Just for the sake of keeping up with what's new, what's latest, and whatever. Part of that, now this is why I decided to hit record, is because part of that is me talking through and thinking through what I have, like being mindful about it, and actually thinking about how much I like this product or what I don't like about it, or just how I feel about it and what I think about it. Anyway, today I want to do that with the Sephora collection face palettes. They came out with newer ones, I think just this year because they were new for the spring sale that just ended. And I was, I kept going back on the app to look at the photos and look at the swatches, look at what, how it looks like on the models, and just looking at the shades that they have because it comes in 3 iterations, like light, medium, and dark. I have the older ones from 2022, I think I bought them, or 2023. Uh, there was like a lighter one and a darker one. I've been using them the last couple of days, last week or so. I've been um, I've been wearing them, and I have some thoughts. And this is just me sharing my thoughts out loud, which is the point of even doing this, right? I want to make a hobby that is not about buying. It's about being mindful about what I own and being content and enjoying them and figuring out like, hey, am I just hoarding this or is it worth keeping? How does it stack up to the rest of my collection? How does it stack up with products that are out there? So we're going to look at the, well, I've been blending forever. We're going to look at the lighter palette that I have and the darker palette that I have and kind of work through them to see if I should hold on to them. Yeah. So I just applied concealer. This is what I have in mind. I want to talk to you about each shade and think about them and see a solution because I have a feeling about a problem that's I'm starting to notice. This is the lighter palette in Enchant. It has, you can tell I'm not good at this. It has a bronzer, a highlighter. It's all baked products, right? A bronzer, a highlighter, and a matte satin blush and a more shimmery blush, more luminous, but they look like they're practically the same shade. Maybe this is a touch lighter, but it's like a soft pink color. That is the lighter palette. Okay, so this one is the darker palette in Captivate. This is, as you can tell, the colors are much darker. This is a darker, cooler tone bronzer that's more like a contour looking shade and a very golden highlight, and two also like not too different from each other. Like this is a lighter, brighter, deep berry rosy shade that's luminous, and this one is a more satiny, straight up mauve, like a deep mauve, I'd say, a blush. Now, my problem is, wait, should I finish my face before I talk about it? What I wanted to say earlier about these palettes is that I wish I could depot them and move things around because I I don't know how to. Okay, so from this palette, I like the blushes, even though I feel like they're too light on me. But I like them. My favorite part is the highlighter. This bronzer is a joke. Like it's only a few shades darker than me, and it's not even the shade tone, it's that it's a little too yellow. It's almost like it's too warm for my complexion that it doesn't look good on me. This palette, on the other hand, the darker one, love the blushes, super pigmented. I just have to do the lightest tap, right? I would like to keep the blushes, and this is a great contour bronzer color on me. This highlight, I have to be careful because if I'm too heavy-handed with it, then it will leave like a shadow cast on my cheek. I wish I could take the contour and put it in the other palette and maybe um mix all of the blushes together because I feel like these are too dark and the other ones are too light. But because they're baked products, I don't feel comfortable making Franken products with them. But yeah, those are just my those what I'm trying to think. I mean, part of me is like, the can I lift them out of the pan? But I don't want to break anything either. Yeah, I'm trying to think about that. But let me show you. So I've swatched the two bronzers. Do you see how different they are? This is super dark and the other one is super light. Granted, on the cheek, you will be blending that in a lot more. But do you see how this is too orange for my skin tone? And this one is a tad dark. So I kind of want to, like, I can use a light hand with this, no problem. But a part of me wants to smush them together to see what that would look like. The same thing with the highlighters. This is clearly very golden. This is super pretty. The lighter highlighter. Darker one is too golden that it leaves a shadow. So this one, I made the mistake of putting it in my inner corner. That was a mistake. And this one is just pretty. Like this one is perfect. But the darker one, I can use on my lids, no problem. Um, I'm just like imagining ways of maybe making a Franken highlighter with them, or maybe taking this and mixing it with another blush to make a Franken blush. Like these are the thoughts that are going in my mind right now. Now, these are the four blushes, the two darker ones and the two lighter ones. These are the more, what am I doing? These are the more matte ones, and these are the more like luminous ones. I'm going to try and swatch them on my hand. Not bad, I think. Okay, so the light pink, I usually just mix that in with this pink because on its own, because you can tell it's almost like a blush lighter, an actual blush lighter. This one would be a blush lighter on a darker complexion, but on me, it's a very nice blush. But again, they're so potent that I'm like, should I just mix them together? Maybe a bit of, hmm, like, what if I mix a little bit of this with this? And these two, I don't know, just the possibilities are endless with these colors. But again, I'm trying to figure out how I feel about them. I'm trying to see if I'm just holding on to it because I really want to hoard makeup, or are these colors that I want on my face? I definitely love these two blushes. Oops, a little product in my finger. I love this pink, but it doesn't show up as well. And these I have to be really careful because they're so dark. So I'm kind of like, should I just pass it on? You know? I think we are accomplishing the point of this video, which is to figure out what I want to do with these products. have decided I'm going to pass them both along because there's no point in me making more Franken palettes. I already have 4 Franken face palettes, like a full palette with bronzer, blush, highlight, multiples of that in one palette. So I have 4 palettes with like a couple of blushes in each, a couple of bronzers and highlights in each, and on top of my other face palettes, on top of my single products. Like instead of this going into a home, because this has only been used like what, 20, 25 times, like there is a lot of product left. And instead of me going into the product and breaking them and just to make Franken products, what's the point? I'd rather have someone I know get use out of it, or if no one in my life is this skin tone that could use it, I could sell it. You know, like I got this on clearance. I'm sure someone else could use it for like 10, 15 bucks. You know what I mean? Like, because it's not bad. Don't get me wrong. This is contour. I like it because if I use a light hand, it's fine, right? Like it provides a nice shadow. It's not like too much. As long as I use a light fluffy brush, a light hand, and use little product. But I'm not even using it for its full potential. And someone else could. Someone else could be using this to its full like shadow bronzy potential. And it's just not me. I think I have a few people in mind who could get some use out of this. And I hope that you'll take it and love on it. So that's the contour from the Captivate palette. I will use this blush and the highlighter from the other palette. This highlighter, like I said, is so pretty, and part of me is like selfish and want to keep it, but again, another person could be using this and loving it. I already have highlighter in my inner corners, but I wanted to my voice is going. I wanted to show you how this looks compared to that cheek. It's really pretty. It's so pretty. Ah, I love that. I love it. Yeah, like these face palettes, I have such a weakness for them. But being faced with how much I have, I really have no excuse keeping mediocre products, but I want to be mindful. They're not mediocre. There's nothing wrong with them. It's just they don't suit me or my preference or my style or just my skin color. Like this could go into someone else who will actually, get a ton of use out of it. So that's the highlight from the Enchant palette. And then I'm going to go back to the Captivate palette for the blush. When I tell you that you need the lightest hand for this on my skin tone, um, this is just an Eco Tools blush brush or powder brush, and it's quite dense. So you just like the lightest tap. Like the bristles are kind of packed, so it picks up a lot of product, but just the lightest. Boop. See how pigmented that is? If I pick up any more, it's gonna be Miss Piggy season again, and she's not trending right now. See the lightest tap, but it's so pretty. But I also don't need to hold on to makeup. I could use. I have to be super careful with it, and another person could be like, "Heck yeah, just keep going." Sorry, I got too excited. Tap. I love blush. I just love blush so much. Oh my goodness. I come alive. Come to life. when there's blush on my face. I don't know what's wrong with this concealer. I feel like it's not concealing anything. It's not doing much. Okay, now that I have, okay, I'm trying to see what it look like. I feel like I could put a little bit more. Just boop. We're like kid. Just playing with makeup because it's fun. Okay. Okay, I think that's it. If I apply any more, it'll look like I smacked my own face. Yeah, I like that. So these are not bad palettes. I think that's the conclusion I'm coming to, is that these are great palettes and they need to go to a home where they will live their best life and serve their purpose. Um, but I don't think it's bad. But I find that too many maneuvers I have to make it work, as opposed to another person who could just like slap it on carelessly and it would look great. Yeah, thank you for hanging out. These are the products I was using. These two palettes from Sephora collection in Enchant and Captivate. They will be passed on because they deserve that. But it's also not an excuse to buy the new Sephora palettes. That I have to drill in my head. Anyway, thank you for hanging out. Let me know what you think, and I will see you again. Bye.